are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with the always lovely and talented Andrea Kay, the always incredible Urban Miaris, and we have our next in-studio guest with us, Mr. Chris Megison. Did I say that name right?
You did. Thank you.
Great. From Solutions for Change, one of our fabulous nonprofits in town. So tell us what Solutions for Change does.
Well, Solutions for Change is we're a nonprofit organization that solves family homelessness up there in North County. My wife Tammy and I founded it 15 years ago because we didn't think it was right for babies and little boys and girls to be sleeping on the floor of emergency winter shelter designed for homeless men. So we launched Solutions for Change on kind of a wing and a prayer. We didn't have much except for the desire to try to help these kids. And since then, we've led over 1,450 children and about 800 families out of homelessness back into homes equipped with the resources they need to live a good life.
Wow. Did you say 800 families you've helped?
That's right.
Wow. So when you help families into homes, I take it most of the, one of the big reasons they're homeless to begin with is because they're also not employed. Okay. Mm-hmm. So how do you work within that environment where it goes from unemployed and homeless to having a place of their own or however that works? Tell us more.
Yeah, well, what we quickly realized is that we were up against a lot more than just a bunch of homeless kids living on the floor of emergency winter shelter. We were up against a system that was really unintentionally designed to manage the symptoms of homelessness. And it really startled me when I really got into it, because what I saw is that we as Americans are so compassionate. We want to feed and shelter and serve people, but yet that only manages the symptoms of it. So what we figured out early on is that we're going to have to change the design, the very design by which programs the systems are built. And so what we did is we created the nation's first 1,000-day program called the Solutions University. So think of a college-like experience.
Okay.
And what happens, Barry, is that we just by default, our compassion just manages symptoms. So what we figured out is we got to go deeper to help these families solve the causative factors of homelessness. And at the cause of it is multi-generational poverty, domestic violence, addiction, mental illness. These are tough issues that have to be addressed. Otherwise, you're just slapping Band-Aids on a very, very significant problem. So that's what we started to do. We started to go deeper in this engagement. And at the end of the day, people are coming to us, they're fully dependent on welfare, food stamps, all kinds of entitlements. We've helped people that haven't ever had jobs in 15 years. They've never worked.
Wow.
And so what we do is we build this type of engagement that then takes them out of the dependency cycles that they're in, lifts them up out of that, gives them purpose, and then gets them back into the workforce. And what we've been able to demonstrate is over $41 million in cost savings to the because we're taking people and redirecting them.
That is fabulous.
It's really an amazing type of thing that happens when you treat people with dignity and you treat people as assets versus liabilities. Amazing things can happen.
Well, tell me, the thing that first comes to mind is, if you have people that are homeless and unemployed, okay, there are different reasons why they're homeless and unemployed. But I would think that the first thing that they would need in order for you to help them is the desire, the true desire to overcome their challenges. Okay. And that's not always the case out there.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of them, they get stuck, though. I will tell you that most people, when given the opportunity to get out, they'll respond favorably to that. In other words, especially a parent. So Solutions for Change is 100% helping homeless families. So what we decided early on is we know our model can work for any homeless person, but we decided to try to be the best of the best.
So there are children involved in every case. Okay, that makes a big difference.
And it's a motivator, right? So to your question, I mean, it's like when you have a child, it's like, oh man, I want a better life for my kid. Very few parents will just walk away from their children. But what happens is if you're laid out the opportunity to get food stamps and welfare and get kind of stuck, a lot of folks, will kind of go that way. But if you give them the opportunity to get out of that and rebuild their life through really education and workforce training, it's a whole different set of circumstances that they can get into.
A former associate of mine, guy that I had great respect for, used to use a phrase that I think applies. Okay, you're teaching people how to operate from a position of strength versus a position of weakness. Barry,
I got to tell you, that is really sums up what we do. And so, when you see a person as a liability, then you treat that person kind of as more of a victim. But if you see the person as kind of an asset, then you invest in them to help them grow. And it's really a mindset change versus looking at somebody who can't do it and therefore we just have to give them stuff. Look at them as like, you know what, maybe they can if we invest in them and we lift them up. And what we find time and time and time again is that the people will respond.
How did you get such a heart for this?
Well, I served my country as a Marine, and
awesome.
And
thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Thank you. It's and in the Marine Corps they teach this thing called servant leadership, and it's really about serving for the sake of others. And at the end of the day, we're serving God and country, but it's really about serving the guy that person next to you means everything. And so that equipped me with that spirit of servant leadership. And when I got out of the Marine Corps 23 years ago, I've been fighting a different battle here at home. And the idea is we're not winning the war on poverty. We are getting our collective butts handed to us, I think, if I can say that. It's what I mean by that is we got the right intent but the wrong design. So this is 100% a design issue. And I think true compassion, it's about going deeper with people, not just feeding them and sheltering them and even giving them a hug. Those are all important things, but really it's only the first 5%. So for me personally, it's about what can we do to go deeper and really solve this. And that's really the compassion.
It's about teaching people how to get up and fight for themselves.
Get up, suit up, show up. I mean, that's a phrase that we use at Solutions, and
that's a good one.
It's a beautiful.
Let me get up,
suit up, show up.
I'm loving that.
And don't give up.
And do you have a course for shorthand for Andrea?
We could probably teach you that.
Actually, I could have just had my phone out and recorded it, but
yeah, that's true.
That's awesome.
In working with a number of homeless, mainly veterans around the country, some of the most innovative entrepreneurial people I've ever met are people who live on the street or live in cars who are homeless. Because it's part of their survival. They have to make enough money to eat, to cover themselves or take care of their loved ones that are out on the street with them. It's truly a population, an unutilized society or asset that we have in the community. And some of them are so educated. Truly is amazing.
Yep. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD or email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com. Or you can find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm here with Barry Waxler, here with Andrea Kay, Urban Miaris, and our guest is Mr. Chris Megison from Solutions for Change. So we had talked in the back room before we came in studio here, and talked a little bit about how you're funded. And it's like everything else. You've taken a different approach to find the solution. You took a different approach for funding the solution as well, didn't you?
That's right. I mean, what we quickly figured out is that that the government is the main funder in the homeless industry. So I'm going to say something to your listeners that perhaps they've never heard before, and that is when you add up the whole homeless industry, it's about a $200 billion a year industry.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. Yet every year, homelessness increases. So what we need then is crazy pioneer, trailblazer innovators here. I mean, we need more of those kind of folks. The problem is that the government doesn't like innovation. They like to just keep pouring more money into this problem, and yet the problem keeps growing. So what Solutions for Change decided to do is we got to find different funding sources. So we went to the private sector and we talked to a lot of corporations, and fortunately we've had some big champion corporations, philanthropic type corporations, come alongside of us TaylorMade Golf Company has invested an enormous amount of money into our model, as well as several of the businesses up there in North County. And as a result of that, we are building something truly innovative. So for an example, we trailblazed the largest commercial aquaponics farming operation in Southern California.
Aqua what?
Aquaponics, exactly, aqua what. So it takes hydroponics and aquaculture and it merges them together. And for those of your listeners, probably, I know there's some will be out there that will say, oh, aquaponics, I love aquaponics. Well, most people...
That wasn't me.
That wasn't you, Barry.
Was that in a blender with ice cream?
Exactly.
Or what is
that? Exactly. And, what it is a lot of people, a lot of economists and scientists, and a lot of people out there in the farming world believe that this is our future of farming. So what it does is it is environmentally superior to any kind of farm. It doesn't use any chemicals, any pesticides, 95% less water usage. So my water bill last month was only $100.
Wow.
And it's growing top 5% food in a greenhouse system where the fish and the plants kind of work together in a symbiotic type relationship. I know it sounds kind of weird, but the fish swim around doing their thing. You can imagine what do their thing means. That water gets nutrient rich, and the plant roots hang down in the water and just suck up the nutrients, and the plants love it. We're growing tens of thousands of pounds of food a year.
Wow.
And our people in our programs run the farm. So they're getting up, suiting up, showing up, running a state-of-the-art aquaponics farm, growing all this food, and then the school district heard about it. Everything we grow gets sold to the district, and the kids, tens of thousands of kids in our district, are eating this food. That money then goes back into the programs that change their lives. And that, my friends, is what I call social entrepreneurism. So I'm a social entrepreneur. We attract social entrepreneurs, and it's because of that you put capitalism as the driver instead of the government, and now you've got something very, very, very exciting and interesting.
Interesting.
Capitalism as the driver.
That's how.
Loving it.
That's a concept. I know that sometimes.
We have a tool that we use here that a lot of us don't even think about. But the tool is available to you anytime you want. It's called social capital. Okay, we have so much connection into this community, and I would love to find a way for us to share that with you, because you're doing, we've had an awful lot of nonprofits on the show, and every one is fabulous in their own right. Your concept, your idea, your thought process behind this is one of the most intriguing to me that I've seen since we've been doing this show. Okay, so, I'm going to get together. I've made a couple of notes on a couple of names. One of the things that we do a lot of here is just market collaboration, finding the right people and connecting the dots. Okay, so that's something that I definitely want to share with you.
Yeah.
Love that idea. Thank you.
Well, speaking of the right people coming together, you've got an amazing event coming up in October, correct?
We have an amazing event coming up. It's fortunately, because of the people in North County, it's evolved into the event for North San Diego County. So remember, North County is a 1 million populous region. So we outgrew the largest venue at La Costa Resort and Spa. And so Palomar Airport said, here's our 40,000 square foot airplane hangar. Can you do something with that? So we're transforming that into something right out of this world. It's right up there with, the last guest here with the Golden Globe kind of. I mean, it's going to be that amazing.
Wow.
And we'll push in close to 1,000 people in the Black Tie Affair fundraiser.
Wow, 1,000 people.
We'll our events raise over $1 million every year.
Love that. Yay.
That's not easy to do, but people get up, suit up, show up, and they come and they just have the time of their life while investing in our model to solve family homelessness. So this year's event, we're doing something a little bit different. We've had some big keynotes in the past year, Condoleezza Rice, Laura Bush, Ben Carson last year, Rudy Giuliani. This year, we've invited Taya Kyle. We kind of switched it up a little bit. So it's an evening to remember with our American heroes. Oh. We've asked Taya to come in. She'll come in and
amazing lady.
She'll keynote. She's amazing. And then we're flying in some incredible heroes, veteran heroes. They're coming in from all over parts of the country, and we'll honor them. We're honoring our local veterans as well. And what we're trying to do is raise awareness to help more veteran homeless families, because I got to tell you, as a veteran myself, I am getting tired of turning away these veterans that walk up to my door with their kids. They're homeless, living in a car or worse, and I got to turn them away because I have no room. And I turned away 17 in the month of June. And I tell you, I mean, these people served big for us, and now we're turning them away back to the streets.
That's terrible.
Can't do that. So
That's terrible.
We've issued the call. We have 3 cities up in North County that have all approved building our new places that Solutions for Change will build. That wasn't easy to do. It only took me 13 years to get the city of Carlsbad to say yes.
Wow.
So Carlsbad, Oceanside, Escondido, Vista, we'll be building a number of places there, and we're going to set aside 20% of our units for our veterans. And it is one of the largest initiatives in our region to help not only homeless families, but homeless veteran families.
Great.
So that's the event.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here. We're running short on time, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say we have somebody else in studio that would be a wonderful speaker for your event. Mr. Urban, do you think we might have a volunteer to come in and chip into something?
And I know him.
Yeah.
You do?
I do.
So I'm gonna. So you haven't had the opportunity to get to know Urban's story yet. I'm gonna send you on YouTube his TED Talk, so you get to hear the story. Okay.
Love that.
And I think that together we can do some amazing things. And I'm going to put you in our list to get out there and start sending me all the events and any press releases you have, so we can pump it up. Before we go, tell our listeners how they find out more about Solutions for Change.
So solutionsforchange.org. Go there. There's everything you want to know. Look, we're looking for solutionizers. We need more solutionizers to come alongside of us. We know this problem is solvable. We need, for $24, you can underwrite the future for a kid for one day. So $24, or get 2 other people and $8 a piece. Anything can help us here. But we need it all. But really, what we need is the mindset to shift around this new way of seeing homelessness and dealing with it. Come alongside of us, and I tell you, if you're looking for a place to fist pump, you will fist pump at Solutions for Change. You will get up, suit up, and show up with us, and you will rebuild lives with us up there. So we need you. Come alongside us. Get to the event. You will have an absolute fabulous time. It's in just a couple of weeks on September 19th. Go to the website. You get all the information there. We'd love to have you as part of our mission of solving family homelessness. We need you. Thank you.
Great. Well, thanks for being with us. I will definitely follow up, and we're going to hear a lot more about Solutions for Change as the weeks go on here. Great. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you.
This is Close Up on Sending a Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD, or just find our page on Facebook. You can always email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com. Let me know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.